Okay, well, welcome back to Muscle Mummies episode 8.
We've missed you guys.
Yes, we did. This is Nona.
This is Autumn.
And we're glad that you're here. Okay, my spine injury has been acting up again. And you know what's weird? Okay, literally a year ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got my spine injury.
Wait,
1 year.
Like, to date?
Like I want to say a week ago or a couple of days ago, I got my spine injury, right? Like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a year has passed. And then weirdly, around the same time period last year that I got my spine injury, I fucking re-injured or reopened the wound again. Like, what are the odds? Like, that's some weirdness, bro.
That is hella weird.
I didn't even do anything. It's not like I'm lifting well,
Be honest right now.
I was a little bit lifting heavy and my spine fucking gave out. Maybe.
What exercise were you doing that like
I don't even know.
So you didn't even feel it in the moment is the thing?
Yeah, I don't feel it in the moment until after. And then I'm like, oh,
wait, that's so trippy.
So it's not even like I could be like, oh, this exercise messed me up.
Yeah.
That exercise.
All right, what day was it?
I don't even remember. My spine injury, like a year ago.
The lifting day. Like, was it like a leg day?
I think it was a leg day.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see it happening on a leg day.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, that's messed up. Oh my god! And then so, I think it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday. So Tuesday, I went. One of my good friends recommended me this chiropractor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and they speak really highly of him. And let me tell you, he was amazing, bitch. Okay. Amazing. And then they told me, they're like, he doesn't practice in office anymore. He doesn't. He practices.
I literally can't tell where this story is going, by the way. Like, I'm like, is it good? Is it bad? Like, it's giving bad vibes. That's what I think. But okay, go ahead. Continue.
They said he practices in his home.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, like respectable, like, saving the dough,
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like cool. Got his address, and like, mind you, because it's practicing in his home, I'm not going up alone. I'm taking my brother with me.
Okay.
So I go with my brother. It's like far from here. It was like a good 40-minute drive.
What city is it? I'll cut this out, but what city was it?
It was go there, pull up, and then I expected like a very old man, right? Very old man, because like the way that they were telling about him and all his wisdom, like in my head I envisioned this like wrinkly man with like a
like
white
wisdom
hair,
like this man is gonna practice Reiki on you.
really I walk in and then like he had like a garage and then his home, right? So I go with my brother and we hear music from the garage, and he peeked in the garage and he's there. I was like, damn, like he's practicing in his garage. We go walk in and it's this he looks young. I don't know how old he is, but a young ass man. And I was like, damn, like good for him with all this knowledge. I was like, respect. I sit down. He adjusted the living shit out of me, bro. I'm not even kidding you. And not only did he adjust me, I'm telling you, my upper body was beyond messed up. Yeah. Beyond messed up. I don't know what he did, but he rubbed coconut oil all over me. And then he got his freaking thumb, or I don't even know what he was using because I was on my back. He scraped the hell out of
all those tight
muscles,
spots.
All the tight spots.
That sounds so good.
No, but bro, he went ham. That I was on the verge of like
yeah. So you recommend?
I recommend, bro. He was basically fuck all big like these like health industries because it's all money, blah blah blah. He's like, I don't care about that. Like all I care about is just like helping people, and like I love that. I don't care about money. I just want you to feel good. It makes me happy.
Oh, like he's in the right profession.
I was like, bro, like these are low-key the doctors that like are like this, like the ones that like are recommended mouth to mouth, and like they don't care about like the materialistic things or whatever, and like the ones that probably work out of their home or like garage, like they be making like the best. Like,
so who recommended him to you?
One of my gym friends.
Okay, from your gym.
Yeah, from my gym, because like they all go to him, and I was like, bro, like if they all go there, then like he must be amazing, you know?
Yeah.
But bro, literally when I came home, he even told me, he was like, you're gonna be nauseous, and
What?
yeah, he's like, you're gonna be nauseous. And then I was like, what? And then I was like, I'm gonna go to the gym. And he's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, bullshit, you know, I'm going to the gym.
But you
know?
couldn't.
Bro, I got home and I just felt so sick. And he's like, you're gonna be nauseous because what I'm doing is like, first of all, he's adjusting me. All like my bone hasn't been, nothing on my body has been adjusted in a year since my spine injury. Nothing. I haven't let anyone touch my body. Super scared. So my body is stiff as a rock, right?
I've never been adjusted.
Girl, go. I'll come. You
I
want?
think once. Yeah, I would be down to go to this guy.
Okay.
Okay, where were we?
Getting adjusted?
I know, but what specifically?
I think you were like, I haven't gotten adjusted.
How much did he cost?
$120 for 2 hours.
That's juicy.
And you know what? With him, it's like he doesn't go by like hour. You know, he's like,
whatever time it takes.
it's a 120, and I don't care how long you're here. I'm gonna get my job done.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that. It's like he's not after the money.
Yeah.
He's just like,
I'm like stiff as a fucking rock. Like,
bro,
I'm
he
scared.
was good. No, he was really good. I got so nauseous though. Like I came home and I was sick.
Okay, but that's what I was gonna ask. I wonder why. Like, what
Okay.
makes you nauseous after that?
First of all, the pain tolerance that you're going through these 2 hours, like it's intense pain, right?
Mhm.
So pain makes you nauseous. And also, like he was telling me, he's like, because he's, I don't know if this is accurate or not, but because he's like draining your lymphs or whatever,
Your lymph nodes.
your
or whatever?
lymph nodes, and really digging into all these muscles, so all the buildup like from like toxins or whatever, it's like getting loose, and then you have to drink a lot of water so these like flush out of your system. And then he's like cracking bones, so it's like a rush of blood to your head or whatever.
What?
So it's like all these stuff like make you nauseous and like you're out for the next day. And let me tell you, bro, my entire back, I wish I took a picture, my entire back was bruised.
Yeah.
Bruised.
So it's like deep tissue massages
Deep
are sort of
tissue.
like that. Like they always say, drink a lot of water. They always say you're gonna be hella sore,
Yeah.
possibly after, which is interesting.
Yeah, no, I highly recommend. I couldn't, I literally was sick the entire day. Like sick, like nauseous.
Yeah.
And then like the next day, I could not hit upper body. It was my upper body. Couldn't hit it because it was like literally sore as a rock.
Yeah.
But I highly recommend, like literally next time, come with me.
Yeah, I'm down. How often do you plan on like?
Probably, I want to say like once a month or once 2 months.
Yeah. I was gonna say let's go together, but then we'd be spending like 4 hours there. We should definitely. Yeah.
I'll just come with you when you
Like
go.
introduce me. Yeah, I would love
Introduce you?
that.
Yeah. And literally, I'll come with you anytime you go.
Yeah. Okay, I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
of
You want to
course.
hear?
What?
You talking about this? Like, you want to hear about my what's it called? My latest experience with the chiropractor. This is a really funny story.
Yes. Well,
So, I didn't even end up getting adjusted. Let me tell you this story.
what?
No, so I went through the same conversation with a friend when I was in college. I was like, and this was when I had an injury. So I had an injury in my hip, but it wasn't from weightlifting, but it was stopping my weightlifting.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally like I was tight from, I think, deadlifting, like a normal regular tightness. And then in the morning, I think I told you this story before. It's interesting because it was like I was sore and I was tight. And in the morning, my alarm went off and it startled me. So I was like, "Duh!" I reached over to grab it like really fast, and I did something with my legs, and I was in agony from my hips. It's like just being really tight. It's almost like how your sneeze fucked you up.
Oh.
It's like the smallest things when you're like tight or sore could honestly maybe hurt you, I guess, whatever. And I had a hip problem, which was stopping me from squatting. It was stopping me from high impact things like running. And I also, it was just bothering me. There was a lot of pain.
That's honestly annoying because like your hip, it's like walking, moving, sitting, anything that you do.
It
Damn.
was the worst. Like sometimes like it would flare up and it would hurt, which is a really weird concept, but it would like hurt to like bend down and tie my shoes if my legs were a little too far apart because of like the way you abduct, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, it was the worst experience, and it started really taking a toll on me. I was like, this sucks. Like, I don't know what I want to do. Like, all these doctors that I were going to, that's why I told you that for your back, I think I talked to you, like, to go to a doctor who specializes with athletes, because otherwise, like, if you're an athlete and you've had an injury, doctors will simply tell you to, if it's not a doctor that specializes and works with athletes, they'll just be like, stop lifting, stop running, stop playing sports. And it's like, that's not an option for us. So you need someone who, like, imagine like if Kobe Bryant has an injury, no one is going to tell him stop for 6 months. they're going to find a way to ease him back into it. And you need to work with someone who understands that. And instead of telling you to stop, is going to tell you what steps you can take to continue to lift. But anyway, so all these I was like disheartened. This is just the backstory. I guess it's not that important, but I decided that I wanted to go to a chiropractor after everyone had talked to me about it. So I was like, I don't know shit about chiropractors. Like, I looked up on Yelp, found these places all around me, and then I was like, how about I just go to Instagram? Because at that time, I had a little bit of a following. So I was like, I wonder if I can, like, if I message, if I would be able to, I wasn't going to ask for a free service. I was simply going to message and see if someone cared about their social media private presence. Like, if they had one, that if I DM them, asking for info, they might just be like, hey, just stop by. Because I get tons of messages all the time about people like messaging me for cupping services, all that kind of stuff. So I was like, I wonder. So I searched chiropractors and I see this. I'm not going to mention details because it'd be easy to find which Instagram I'm talking about. But I see this guy who adjusts, and he adjusts a lot of clients and a lot of, like, it seems like influencers. So I messaged him. I said, hey, look, I'm really interested. Here's the problem that I have right now. Do you think that alignment can possibly fix what I'm having? Because it was extending to my lower back as well, the pain. So he was like, yeah, I really do think that this would help you. You should, if you're available like next week, you should stop by, this and that. Like, here's my number, take my number. Basically tell me that I'm gonna get the service for free. So then he takes my number and he starts texting me, like, just on occasion. And our appointment wasn't until like further down the line. And I'm not gonna lie to you, he was cute though. He was really cute, and he was a chiropractor. And I'll show you pictures of him. And so I was entertaining the conversations. It wasn't anything crazy, but like, I thought he was cute. I'm about to get aligned by this man. So, you know, like, the stars were aligning. I was like, okay, like, not much you. Like, I'm having a good day. Like, I was not against this. And randomly, I shit you not, this was just as direct to me as it's going to be to you guys. We were having a casual conversation. Casual, like, how are you? Is everything good? He's like, yeah, like, he just got a lift in, this and that. And he says, can I see a picture of your butt? Word for word. I'm not censoring. He didn't even say ass. He said, can I see? Dude, you can't make this shit up. I swear. Verbatim, that direct, and that random. Like, our conversation was not building up to something along that line. He was just literally like, can I have a picture of your butt? And I was like, what? Like, it was all, the most we had talked about before was like, he was saying we should hang out before, like, because obviously, like, we were texting each other and we were just talking normally. He's like, oh yeah, we should hang out. Like, it'd be cool if we can, like, maybe even, I can't remember what the dynamic of the hangout was going to be. Maybe like catching a lift or like a beach. But that's as far as, like, we were being friendly. That's it. Like, it was obvious he was texting me more than just like, what appointment day? Like, but that caught me off guard so much. And I literally sent him no question mark, and we never talked again after that. Isn't that such a stupid?
That is, I'm too stunned to speak, to say the least. Like,
but it's fucking hilarious.
It is hilarious, but again, like, what a messed up guy.
What a weirdo. Let me show you pictures of him. But he's really cute.
Professional.
He's really cute, and I'm sure that that's how he, like, I hate to say it, but I wonder if, like, a lot of the people that are getting aligned by this man, he came up on my TikTok the other day. That's
really disgusting.
Like, he's using TikTok. Yeah, it is sort of disgusting.
Damn, that's crazy.
This is him. He did not have this following before.
Okay.
I don't think so, but I saw him on TikTok. So he's like making TikTok content now. Yeah, he came up like viral on my For You page. I was like, be gone.
No, he is cute.
Yeah, see?
Disgusting man though.
Yeah.
And he has a
wife?
Who's this kid then?
Let me see.
Oh no, babysitter.
Okay.
I'm a fifth wheeling babysitter.
Well, I mean, he could even have a wife. This was such a long time ago. Not long, dude. I mean, how long ago did I graduate?
That's crazy, bro. What?
23. Yeah.
He's honestly attractive.
I told you.
I mean, like, why are you...
What? Spit it out, dude.
Like, Disgusting though. Why would you ask someone that? Can I have a picture of your butt?
Yeah,
like
it
you'd
seemed-
expect because he's a chiropractor, he's like more intelligent and would not be asking.
Oh my god, he has
that.
2.7 mil on TikTok.
That's honestly insane.
Dude. I'm going to his TikTok right now.
Do you think he asks that to any influencer
See, you
that DMs him then?
The good person in me wants to think that no, he doesn't. That maybe it was just a chain of events and he just doesn't know how to, he doesn't have game, that it was just really as awkward as that, like, can I see a picture of your butt? When, like, there was probably other ways to go about that.
You should have been like, for chiropractic reasons.
Oh my,
no, you wouldn't have said that. I'm so against that.
No,
Don't do
I know,
that.
but what do you mean for chiropractic?
Like to make him
reasons?
feel dumb. To make him feel dumb.
Oh, like what does this have to do with?
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yeah, but at that point we were texting like casually, you know. So it's not like we were being sexual in any way. Anyway, I don't know this man, but you know, like we were like talking about our days. Like it was friendly. It was more than just appointment making. But it shocks me that. Interesting that his TikTok's not coming up when I press it. I have to see this though.
That's literally crazy. I did not expect that at all when you're explaining this story, by the way. Did not expect it.
Yeah. Yeah, because let me tell you something I didn't expect.
I bet you didn't. I bet you did not.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Dude, and this motherfucker has 3 million on TikTok now.
That's crazy.
I mean, as I was saying, like, I don't think he the good person in me thinks he's not preying on people who, because it's not all influencers.
Maybe he read the situation wrong.
No, maybe he was just being too upfront. Like maybe he was attracted. I was attracted to him. Maybe he was attracted to me, and he just doesn't have game. Like he's older too.
Yeah.
So that just it was a really awkward way of just expressing. But it could be that also. But you saw his Instagram. It's not all influencers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's not all girls also, but it very much could be like there's been so many stories about chiropractors and gynecologists who will be really weird towards women, but like his wasn't that bad. Like I hate to like bring his name down like that. It's not like he did something extreme, but it was definitely just uncalled for.
Out of the blue.
Yeah. It was
That's
really
crazy.
uncalled for. Yeah.
Damn, that's wild. Ooh.
We can move on. We can move on past this topic.
Okay, do you want to move on to unpopular fitness opinions?
Oh, I'm down.
All right.
I feel like you have a little bit more than I do. So how about like you start and list two, and then I'll roll into mine.
I get a lot of DMs, and they're like, "What diet are you on?" Blah blah blah. I personally, like every single person that I speak to, I am not like a fan of diets. I personally like, don't diet, like the keto diet, like their fruit diet or whatever. Like there's so many like diets out there. I just like, man, it just comes like, I feel like people overcomplicate things, and I'm just not a huge fan of diets because it's just temporary, and then once you finish it, you're gonna just relapse, you know, and binge eat or whatever. I'm like a very huge advocate in regards to just having a balanced, healthy like lifestyle and incorporating foods into that balanced lifestyle. Like it's very simple. Clean diet. You don't see me eating McDonald's every single day. I cook my own food, make my chicken, my rice, my broccoli. If I'm craving a chocolate chip cookie, I'm going to eat like a chocolate chip cookie. It's not like I'm going to like eat the entire like carton of chocolate chip cookies. Like obviously it's just like common sense, you know, balance is key. How about you?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And it's really I don't know for you, but like I'll see it in a lot of older people in my culture.
I agree.
They love like diets, and that translates to kids. Like kids grow up like hearing those things and seeing those things. But I agree, like diets are diets. They're temporary. Like and it's usually made to be temporary, fast results. Like they basically like there's certain diets that will like restrict your food so much that you lose weight fast, and people think that it's successful, but it's like that's not. It's
not like healthy
at all. And then it's like it's gonna come back. Like restricting yourself to that degree, it's like like you can do it for like a month, you can do it for like 2 months, but then your body is gonna crave those things that it's had for its entire life that you just restricted from it for 2 months. Yeah, so I absolutely agree. It's about making the lifestyle choice.
100%. Well, what else are you against in the fitness industry?
Against? So one of the ones that I wanted to talk about is like there is, at least for weightlifters, and I know you guys could probably have heard this, or maybe you might think this way. It's just like cardio is so hated on. And I cannot agree. That's just my unpopular opinion. I am obsessed with cardio. I'm not saying like I love to do cardio, but it's like I love to have it in my routine, and I can't see my routine otherwise. Because honestly, your heart's health comes before anything else. And I would be distraught if I one day could not weightlift anymore because my heart was failing. You know, like the point of what we do is longevity. And I think the first thing that comes with that is taking care of your heart. Not only that, dude, there's forms of cardio that are going to aid muscle synthesis. They're going to help with leaning, building mass. Like that's incredible. Like why not use a tool that's not only going to help your heart, but like help you build muscle, like sprints. You know what I'm saying? Like I am obsessed with including it just so that I can keep my heart healthy, but also because I like to do things like hike. I like to do things like play sports. Yeah. So I want to be able to hold up in those regards. Like I'm competitive, you know, like, and I want my heart to be there and to endure, like have a long endurance. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Cardiovascular health is just as important as your entire physical health. It's the only, like it's your heart, bro. It's the only thing that's beating and keeping you alive. Like, why not look after it?
Yeah. And like your muscles, like you're saying, it's the only thing that's beating. Like your muscles are doing nothing for you. Nothing.
Without that heart pumping that blood in.
100%. Oh, and another thing is like, I think about this all the time. Like I see my parents, I see like my aunts and stuff. Like my parents are like, my parents have some health problems, but they're okay. Like they're able. I have some relatives that struggle a lot, like with their health. And I think about like how their lives could have been way like, what is it, easier if they even just took a 30-minute walk every day. Like how healthy cardio is for you is beyond me. Like literally a walk a day can be tremendous for your health, like especially as you age. So like it's always going to be a part of something that I do.
Exactly. And you know what, as you said that, it just like reminded me, like I think one of the main reasons why I exercise so much is because of this one time I met this like woman. And I used to like work at a supermarket in high school, and she was like a regular, and she always like came after like her gym practice or whatever.
I love that.
She was like 80 something years old, but this woman did not look a day older than 50.
Yeah.
I swear. She had like beautiful skin. She was so active, so energetic. And then you see another person like 80 years old, like literally looks like they're like at the end.
Yeah.
You know?
Struggling to walk.
To walk, can't lift something. It's like you don't understand like how important health is and like exercising is, because look, a body that is in motion stays in motion. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's like really important. I want to have a long, healthy life. Like that's why I work out. It's so when I'm 80 years old, I'm not restrained to like a wheelchair, God forbid, or like,
mm-hmm.
or walker, God forbid. Knock on wood right now. But
I don't know if this is wood, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, it's really important. Just think about your health, like is in the present, but also in the future, like really impacts you too.
Yeah, I agree, because like we're doing this for right now, like aesthetics, health, being active, being fit, looking good. But it's like I constantly in the back of my head have those thoughts that like when I'm 60, when I'm 70, I don't want to have to need someone else's help.
Yeah.
I want to be able to enjoy the things that I enjoy now, even when I'm that old. Like I want to be able to go on a hike when I'm 70.
Literally.
Like why do I have like, we already have a limited time here on Earth, right? We talked about that the other episode, but especially with the goals that we have of traveling and viewing the world, it makes it even more limited, because you can't do that from the start of your life, right? So you have to be financially stable enough to do that. And then if I'm not taking care of myself, I'm restricting that time even more. Like by 60, I'm not going to be able to walk and enjoy the world anymore, and I'm just constrained to my house. Because I'm not healthy enough. Like no. Like nothing I want to do aligns with that. So I've got to take that walk. It's
like you wake up in the morning and you're like, I have to go on a walk because my future depends on this.
But this topic is perfect for one of your other unpopular opinions. I know you know what I'm talking about. In terms of longevity, what we do now is for your health. It's the irony in fitness.
Oh, the irony in fitness. Yeah. Like, as we said, I know, okay, fitness industry is extremely complicated. A lot of people who are new to the fitness industry look at the fitness industry and think that everyone has the same goal in mind. It is not. Fitness industry is extremely, complex. And it's really ironic because there's a group in the fitness industry who aren't healthy, and they will do everything in their willpower just for the aesthetics, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's happy with what they are, but it's just it's the irony. I saw this TikTok, and they're like, the irony of the fitness industry, because there's people injecting roids, taking all this these products that aren't good for you, and dying before the age of 50.
Yeah.
And they look healthy from the outside. If they're walking down the street, people are like, "Oh my God, this so man muscular. Looks healthy," but they're internally dying, you know. Yeah. And I think it's just crazy how there's it's a black and white, you know. It's just so ironic in some aspects of the fitness industry.
Yeah, because fitness starts off with health.
Yeah, and then you become obsessed, and you're like, I want to look like a Greek god himself, you know.
Yeah, and I don't care about how long I last. It's crazy because that's not how what it started off as at all. But it's just like anything in life, people become obsessed, and even I'm sure that they know that they're compromising their health, but they're choosing aesthetics 100%. over their life.
That's insane.
That's insane. Just to maybe leave a name for themselves. I think that maybe that's what they're looking at it as. That if they reach a certain point that they would be remembered forever, exactly. I guess. But it's just at what cost?
Yeah. But you know what? Right now, if you're looking from the outside, you're that's just doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? But again, I feel
I can understand that obsession.
I could understand that 100%. Because again, I feel people who are on that side, 100%, they've let social media, plague their minds. Because you're going on, especially on TikTok, TikTok's algorithm feeds into fitness, you know. So when you're on TikTok, or as ours is, because we're very fitness based, but you're scrolling on TikTok and you think, wow, everyone has this physique, everyone has these nice bodies, abs, muscular backs, but that's 1% of the population that you gotta remind yourself. So I feel these people who feed into the roids later on, they probably think that they're small because everyone that they see online is big, but that is 1% of the human population. Yeah. Or even probably less than 1% of the human population, to be exact, you know?
Yeah, Chris Bumstead, let's say, for example, if you guys know who that is, he looks big. Fuck, anywhere you put him.
He's a unit.
He's a unit. That is, the 0.1%. All these other guys that look incredibly massive on your phones, and girls, it's the same concept. I will post pictures where I look the absolute best. Exactly. I will post videos where I look the absolute best. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's every time you pick up that phone, and we're talking to girls now, but it's interesting to discuss this topic anyway. But when you pick up that phone and you're watching these videos and absolute what seems like perfection of physiques, I think that they just need to be reminded, and we need to be reminded that people don't look like that all the time. People forget that it's you guys are in gyms all day. The physiques you see in there translate to the ones that you see on your phone. I promise. I promise. You are running across the same amounts of people and the same, I don't know, physiques almost, or comparable ones. That's why there's tons of people who just be I met this person in real life for guys and he's not as big, and it's surprise, but that's just how it is. He's not fooling you though. That is actually how he looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, with a pump and nice lighting.
Yeah, 100%. But it's it shocks me sometimes when people in the fitness industry don't understand that, because you see yourself in millions of lights. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, do I have a six pack? Who is she?
It's there though.
Yeah, it's there. And then I go into my room and I'm like, wait a minute, there's nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's we recognize that someone even with a six pack doesn't always have a six pack. Yeah. You can go to the pool with them and they might not have a six pack, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it exists on their body. Exactly. You know?
Oh my God, it's so funny I bring that up. a while ago I posted this like TikTok and I was like flexing my abs in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And then like someone said, don't be fooled, it's just the lighting. But it's like the light didn't Photoshop my abs there. The abs are there.
If I stood there, it would. If I stood there, my abs would not look like that. There's a reason. It's because she's got like the
It's
separations.
there.
Of
Yeah,
inner
it's
pack.
there. So it's like it kind of boggles my mind. Yeah, lighting, like it's not like it photoshops. It's just like light kind of what is it called?
Reflects.
Fills in. It fills in the spaces.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you move around a light, have you seen that video? It's like a girl standing over here and the guy's like moving the light around her face, and like her face looks different each time the light moves. But it's not like that's her face.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
That's her face.
I 100%
So
agree.
it's like it's crazy to me when people bring that argument up. It's like, no, my abs are there. Yeah, it looks better in some lightings and not in others, but it's there.
They exist.
Yeah, they exist.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. I don't know what else. Talking about abs. There's this, I mean, it's obvious. It's a very unique bodybuilding cycle. Cutting and bulking. What do you think about it?
Oh, okay. So my honest opinion is this is my opinion of it, and I know like some people can't relate to this stuff, but I am just not a fan. And I'll tell you why I'm not a fan. One, I'm a fan of having goal weights. Like if you want to gain weight and be a little bit heavier, like I had goals of, still do have goals of, you just eat more and you choose to gain weight. If you want to lean down, you just eat a little bit less. The cycle, though, of cutting, bulking, that is just endless and just constant cycles of overfeeding, undereating, is not my vibe. I'm going to be honest. Like, I bulked for a little bit and intentionally, and it was just hard on my mental to see myself change, like, leanness that quickly, or what felt like quickly to me. But I also just feel like that cycle doesn't really benefit me. I'm not competing in any sort, so I don't have any specific goals that I want to meet or that I need to meet. So all it is for me is finding a physique and a weight that I really enjoy and keeping it. And then maybe what's cool for me is building strength, building muscle mass. What was I saying?
Restricting yourself.
Oh, building, like I might look just to build muscle mass, you know. To me, food is food. I love food, and I don't see it as tools most of the time. I see it as a way to just be healthier and eat healthier and enjoy things that I love and make my body feel good, make my mind feel good. And then I think when I pair that with goals, it takes away the fun in eating, and it takes away the fun in cooking. And I've seen that happen before in my life, and it's not super detrimental. I could do it if I wanted 6 times. But it's not something that I enjoy too much, so I don't like it for me. What about you?
I 100% agree with you. I personally don't want to like view food as numbers. Like it's just not for me. I mean, I did like a cut last year during summertime. That's like kind of the leanest I've ever been. And it just like kind of affected me. I low-key felt like I was slowly going into an eating disorder. And then my roommate called me out on it. And I was like, wait, you got this.
Wait, what happened that she called you out on?
I literally like would just feel guilty if I like had like literally just a bite of like chocolate or something like that. And I was like eating like very not starving myself, but just like eating less and not healthy in some way.
Yeah, I
you
can
know?
See. Yeah.
You know? Kind of like, in some sense I was like starting to demonize food. And I was like, this isn't good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this has to like stop this mentality. And then I was like, got back on track and stuff like that. But it wasn't like crazy. Like I wasn't like deep into it. It was just like slowly like progressing towards that. And I think it's like so easy. Also, like I was like talking to a personal trainer and dietitian from he's from Gymshark, and then he was actually telling us that if you are basically cutting and bulking, obsessed with your fitness, MyFitnessPal, counting calories like year round, that's an eating disorder. He told me that's an eating disorder. And like bodybuilding is different. They are prepping for a competition. That is a completely different. It's a sport, you know. But if you see a normal person who's like 16 years old cutting and bulking, then I'm a little bit concerned, you know.
I agree.
I feel like if you are under the age of 18, you're growing and your body needs those calories.
You should never be cutting at that age.
You should never be cutting.
No deficits ever. Unless
you're severely overweight.
And your doctor tells you to.
And your doctor says you gotta start cutting. You gotta start counting your calories. Then that's a different story. But if there's a normal like individual with a normal physique, you know, who isn't severely overweight or who isn't severely underweight, we're talking about like two severities, then I do not recommend cutting and bulking for you. I recommend you to prioritize your protein intake and learn to eat healthy. Literally.
Yeah, learn what a good plate is.
Yeah, learn what a good plate is. Maybe instead of like getting like a burger every single day, maybe you learn how to cook chicken and rice and like salmon and something else, or make your own like taco or make your own burger at home, you know? There's a huge difference, you know? So I feel like that is like what I recommend.
Yeah, I agree. And to like add on to what you were saying about how like cutting almost demonized food for you and you had to like sort of draw back.
Yeah.
That's just so valid. Like I feel like I've experienced the same thing, and I do think that comes with cutting. Like interesting enough, I think bulking can have a positive effect. Like even though I'm not into the cycle stuff, bulking for people who undereat could be lifesaver. Like
100%.
As me, like someone who underate a bunch, when I first decided to bulk, not bulk though, when I first decided to count my calories, I didn't even really consider it a bulk back then. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna eat this set of calories. But it was an obvious increase from what I had been eating before. Counting calories gave me more leniency with food, because prior to that I thought less is more. I was eating less. I thought that was the way, because the deficit was gonna show my abs. So I was eating less and less and less and less. And then when I started to count my calories, I realized I have so much more than I thought I did. So it was freeing. But I agree 100% that cutting, it can very easily, especially for people who like, so there's people who have really strong mentals, and this might never do anything of that sort to them. But I think that there's a lot of people that if they ever decided to cut, it can very easily turn bad. And I'm not saying bad like it's crazy, it's going to be awful, but it can turn harmful. Like when you're tracking everything and you can't go past a certain limit, and sometimes you end up sleeping hungry because you want to eat but your calorie goal has already been met. Like those are things that we joke about, and they're funny, and I agree that they're funny, but it's like, how often do you put yourself to sleep starving? How often do you weigh like your condiments and things like that, until you start seeing them in only that way, and you start you restrict yourself so much that it's gonna be hard to let go of that restriction. That's where that harm comes in. You start to live a lifestyle of restriction because you do those cuts and you do those restrictions, and you start to see yourself leaner, and it's almost rewarding. That you never really want to return to the other kind of lifestyle. It's like everything becomes a number. Like you go out to eat and you're thinking about how much condiment you're putting on your salad, you know, like, and I understand that not a lot of people might agree with us, but I see that as harmful for the lifestyle that I think I want to live.
Exactly.
Where I want to enjoy restaurants with my friends.
Yeah. Different people have different like views, and this is just simply our opinion and our views, and we respect other opinions and other views as well.
Absolutely. And I completely like admire bodybuilders, by the way, because
that's tough, bro. Respect, mad respect.
And they do it with fucking like in such an admirable way. Like people who compete for like really big competitions, the level of discipline, it's like you can't make any mistakes. These people stay on strict diets of cutting or bulking, off season, on season. Like that's why that sport is magical and it's respectable. Like it's you versus your mind in that sport, you know. And it's not just for the 30 minutes or 40 minutes on the court that like most people have, plus practice of course, but theirs is like 24 hours eating, training, sleeping to prepare for one show.
Literally.
Like, that's so admirable.
Insane.
That's why I can respect it. I just know that it's not for me.
Same.
Maybe like one time I would like to compete just to have the experience.
Yeah.
But I think it's super cool.
I think it's definitely, as you said, very admirable. Like, not only do you have to be physically tough, you have to be mentally tough for that. And bro, being mentally and physically strong, you are a unit.
A unit.
A unit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, you're unstoppable, man.
They can conquer anything, probably.
You could conquer life as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. That's honestly an amazing thing. And I definitely have high respect for anyone who bodybuilds and does competitions, because that takes a lot of willpower and, you know, just a lot of strength in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. What else should we talk about?
I sort of want to expand on this topic. One last statement about this topic. I have seen tons of, and I was this way too when I was in it. When I was in the tracking phases, I was like, no, I love the tracking phases. And
oh, I see.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
And people would say what I am saying now, that it could be harmful and you might not even recognize it. But when I was in there, I was like, no, I love it. Because it did at some point make me eat more, which I loved. Because I needed that. So I'm blessed for it. And I also think it gave me the knowledge that I needed to eat healthy. So I feel like to some degree it's beneficial. Maybe my honest opinion would be like track for strictly for a small period of time to get the knowledge that you need, and then eat intuitively. But I thought that I loved it. And I also saw a pattern between like 1 or 2 influencers, or 3, I think, influencers on TikTok that would track and say that they love tracking, and then eventually fell back and said that ruined me and I'm no longer tracking. Not ruined me, but some said ruined, some said I didn't enjoy it at all, and it was hurting my relationship with food. So they all eventually, just like me, came out of it and were like,
we didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Like, yeah, in the moment, like, it was cool, it was fun, and it helped, and it did this and it did that. But I can achieve my goals, especially if I'm not competing, without this extra tracking stuff.
Exactly. And as you said, like, tracking, like, is kind of like beneficial if you don't know how much to eat, you know?
Especially if you're under eating, it could save your life.
It could save your life. So I feel like it's also like it's a good learning experience. I feel like if you try it once, it won't harm you, but just like too much of anything is detrimental to you.
I agree.
Too much of anything is detrimental. 100%. Yeah.
Did you have any other unpopular opinions in the gym?
Honestly, bro, let me tell you, the fitness industry, these companies, man, they try to milk out. They know that people want fast results, and they're like, okay, because you want fast results, I'm gonna, you know, get money out of this. Start selling people those sweatbands, the sweet sweats or whatever it's called.
Wait, what are we talking about?
You know the waistbands that people like, if you wear this, it makes you burn.
It makes you sweat.
Fat.
But what does that even do? Like, you just sweat.
It's BS, bro. It's complete.
But I see everyone wearing those.
But the thing is, like, that doesn't even make you sweat. You're literally just working out. It's just holding the moisture in your body, and just like, oh my god, it's
you
working.
Put this thing on your body. You put this, and it makes your body heat in that specific. But it does nothing.
It does nothing.
It does nothing.
Oh my god, it's so dumb. Never buy. If you're new to fitness, never buy that. Also, never buy Fit Tea. What the fuck is a Fit Tea?
I can't believe that was such a big
That's
thing
a laxative, basically.
Time.
It just makes you pee, you know?
You know what the equivalent to that is right now?
My heart literally dropped. I don't know if your neighbor's just stomping really loud, but the entire floor just shook, and I was like,
really?
earthquake.
I didn't even hear it.
Oh, I felt it. I didn't even hear it. I felt it. Crazy. I was like, I'm so paranoid.
I was up there or down?
I don't know. I just felt like, I was like, oh my god, earthquake. I was like,
I'm actually deathly scared of the big
Me
earthquake.
too. I'm paranoid.
Yeah, me too. Every time anything happens, I'm just like,
but okay, God forbid, knocking on wood again. Last year we had a lot of earthquakes. Last year?
Wait, why don't I remember any of them?
I don't know. I just remember. I remember it was like in my college apartment. I was home alone, and then we had this earthquake, and 2 earthquakes in one night, and that was crazy.
Oh my god, I remember.
Right, I couldn't sleep. I had to call my mom.
I remember, and an earthquake happened, and I walked outside to my balcony. I didn't know what the fuck to do, so I stood there in my balcony. I'm like, this seems like the place. And then afterwards, I googled it. Apparently, that's like the worst place you could ever be during an earthquake. I thought open space, it was good, but then my balcony could fall.
Yeah, that's crazy that you said that, because like I remember there's another earthquake that happened too, and then this is separate from the 2 nights that happened, but there was this one earthquake that happened, and it was just me and my other roommate alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
It happened. I looked at her, and it's like still shaking, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a long one. Like for an earthquake, it was a pretty long. I looked at her, I was like, grab your sneakers, we're dipping.
Where are you gonna go?
I was like, in my head, I was like,
what?
In my head,
She
I
thinks
was
she's
like,
being robbed? Like, why would she leave her?
Okay, look, listen, my college apartment was like kind of old, you know, like I don't trust this apartment. God forbid this was the big one. So I was like, I literally looked at her and I was like, we're running. Like, and after the earthquake ended and everything was good, I looked at her, I was like, God forbid if an earthquake happens, this is the plan. And it was scary too, because like all the doors just started like falling and locking on each other for like fire stuff, right?
Wait, like doors were opening and shutting? Wait, what do you mean falling?
No, like the doors, like in the hallways, they had these doors, like to prevent if a fire happened, to stop the fire. So in the hallways, these big doors would just fling and just shut.
Yeah, that's the first time I'm hearing like
a
fireproof door.
Yeah, so we had those.
So awesome.
Right, you don't have it over here? I'm pretty sure you do. I'll show you. It's like a.
Is that this door right here in this hallway that when you pass it, that's those?
Yeah, those are those. So if anything happens, they just shut.
Oh, I thought it was just a door.
No, those are the fireproof doors.
Oh wait, I like
that.
So
those would happen. No, I got so scared. I was like, oh my God, bitch, if an earthquake happens, I'm not staying over here. If you want to come with me, you could come with me. We're taking these stairs, and it's like
not the stairs. Like
I'm like, we're taking these stairs down. We're running as fast as we can, and we're going to Drake Stadium. That's where we're gonna go. Okay, I'm not staying in this apartment building and dying and falling with the freaking building.
The thing is, things like that happen so fast.
Yeah, and I'm
you
like,
wouldn't be able to.
And I was like, in my head, I was like thinking, realistically, no, let's speak, right? Earthquake happens, the big one,
By
right?
the time you wake up, wipe the eye crust from your eyes, gather your shit, right?
And this thing happens so fast, right? All buildings are gonna fall down. You don't even have time to get on the street to run to go to the stadium. But man, this is why I low-key be afraid of apartment buildings. I don't trust these things. I want to be on a first floor level of a house, so I'm safe.
Yeah, but even then, if the ceiling falls on you,
But it's not like 10 buildings are falling on me at the same time.
What's the safe spot for an earthquake? I honestly don't even know.
They tell you
under a desk.
Under a desk.
But see, like,
but I don't trust that, because if in an apartment building, under you is another apartment, you're just gonna fall straight through down. I don't know, man.
I didn't even think about my floor shattering. What about the fact that if the ceiling falls on me? How is the table gonna help?
I guess because it's like wood like this, so it's like less impact. Like you gotta really.
Oh yeah, I guess since there's a longer distance from the ceiling to you, like once it hits your table, it's a shorter distance, so it'll hurt less. Yeah. Physics.
But you're still gonna be flat as a pancake, bro.
I always think about like I hope in some way that I am just in an open field when something happens. Me and my family just like at a park maybe.
Yeah. God forbid, bro. I don't know why they scared us so much. I remember I was like elementary and middle school, and they like took us to a museum of earthquakes.
I've never been. That's just you.
Like, me?
That's just you.
They didn't scare you about the big one? Bro, they drilled that in my head since I was little. They're like, the big one's gonna come. Millions of the people are gonna die. I was like, what, 12, 13 years old? I was like, the big one's gonna... I would go home like crying to my mom. I was like, we need to have a plan. Like the big one's
I used to think that like we had to like... I would be so upset like internally. I never talked to my parents about it, but I hated the fact that we didn't have like a what's it called? Like a kit for like to survive. Because they would make you make it at school just in case. And I always go home like my mom's
drill it into your head.
Yeah, I guess, but they never took me to an earthquake museum. What the fuck is that even?
Bro, they take us to an earthquake museum. There's this room. You go in that room, you stand there, and apparently the floor shakes. So just and they're like, this is how it would feel like.
Just California things.
I'm like, what? What?
No, this is actually crazy.
It traumatized me, bro.
This is
actually... But you're telling you came home to your mom crying about building a kid?
No, I didn't tell her. I just knew my mom wouldn't care. My mom's like the type of, like, my dad is the type of person that, like, when a big earthquake happened, I remember there was a really big one. I think I was in Armenia. Yes, the Northridge one. I was in Armenia at that time. My dad didn't even move from the couch. My dad is the type of person to be like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. He literally thinks it's set in stone, so he doesn't care. Like, my dad will literally, like, finish watching his football show, like, if I and no budging. So I know if I told my mom we have to make a kit of ramen noodles and pasta and water, she would look at me and she would laugh. I knew that would be the case, so I didn't even present it to her. But internally, I was so pissed because you're right. In my mind, I was like, it's coming and we have nothing to help us. Not one ramen. Not one ramen. Like, I was honestly really distraught about that when I was younger. Like, sad. I was like, I'm not going to be as prepared as everyone else. When the big one comes. I didn't realize they do this to kids in California.
Yeah, bro, it's a thing. I think so. It's like the San Fernando Valley, bro. I remember, like, I watched so many, like, documentaries about this in class. Like, they would literally have class time cut. They'd roll out the TV and they'd play this for us. Right? And then they'd be like, okay, earthquake's gonna happen over here, right?
Everyone's gonna be hit.
Everyone's gonna get hit. Everyone's gonna die. California's gonna go underwater. And I was like, what? And then they're like, tsunami's gonna happen. And then this one big volcano in Montana's gonna explode, erupt. And then basically, yeah, I remember everything. I was so traumatized, bro. I was like, bro, I haven't even made it to 20. I haven't even had my first kiss yet, and I'm gonna die.
That's actually so funny.
Yeah, literally, I was like, why did they do that, bro? Let us live. Like,
I mean, I
enjoy
guess
my
to
youth.
prepare us, but look at this. How did we get prepared?
Traumatizing me?
I don't even know where
I
to stand.
still don't even have a Survive Your Kid backpack.
That's what I'm saying.
I still don't even have a
like, it did no good. I stood on a balcony during a fucking earthquake. You taught me nothing. You taught me nothing except fear. Like, I'm gonna get under this glass table. I know that's not good for me. I know that's not good for me.
Still, I was literally gonna go track star run start down.
She thought she can beat a 6-second earthquake. I've never heard of an earthquake lasting longer than like 10 seconds. She thought she was gonna clear her apartment, the staircase, the street to Drake Stadium.
Past the front row.
Past the 405. Make a left turn and she was gonna get to Drake Stadium before the earthquake finished.
Oh my god.
You would have literally probably had buildings fall on you.
I would have died. I would have been safer in the apartment at that point. But I was determined. I was like, bitch, we're running. Grab your shoes.
You were so scared from elementary school that moment was probably so terrifying. You're like, it's here. Like, all these years.
I'm not even kidding. And my roommate at the time was like, she was like, you know, easily scared.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is it. This is it.
Like, text everyone you love.
I was like, this is just the before shock, the after shock, bro. Literally taught us about that.
Like, just when you think it's done, the aftershocks come.
Literally. Bro, that's insane.
It's funny because people live in places that don't experience earthquakes. So that, like, that, okay, I feel like I'm grateful that it's earthquake and we have no other natural disasters.
Yeah, because honestly, thinking about tornado
or like just being underwater or something, like because of a tsunami,
like
a flood.
Forbid, bro, tsunamis scare me.
Yeah, but I feel like all of people experience those other natural disasters. Earthquake is a really weird one. Like, yeah. I don't think you could imagine what it feels like for the regular floor you stand on to just fucking shake. Like everything starts falling off your shelves. Like, I've experienced that with like my things falling in my closet. It's so odd. The feeling, I'm sure like water is really scary, tornadoes are super scary, but the feeling of an earthquake is so unusual.
It's weird.
It's so weird. Like, I've had one happen in my sleep and it trips you out. You're just like, am I sleeping? I would be like, oh my god, everything in your house, like.
I'm happy that you brought that up because I remember this was like in high school. We had an earthquake and it was on St. Patrick's Day. Mm-hmm. Remember, people made it a meme. They're like, it's the Shamrock Shake.
Wait, I don't remember that, but my memory's bad. I'm pretty
sure you probably have seen it 100%. But I remember that day. I remember so clearly because my alarm just rang. I woke up, earthquake happened, saw my window shaking. I'm like, bruh, am I still dreaming?
Yeah,
I'm,
am
I'm
I
like, I'm
dreaming?
dreaming, like something like that. But no, honestly, it was so funny too. I think that was the funniest earthquakes ever, just because they made such a big meme. Because it was right on St. Patrick's Day, so people were like, it's the Shamrock Shake, guys. It's the Shamrock Shake.
I don't remember this.
And I'm like,
That's
what
funny.
the fuck? We could have died.
Yeah.
This could have been the big one.
She's anticipating. You're gonna be the reason the big one happens. I remember that the one that happened in my sleep. Like, my sister sleeps with like things on her eyes, like those sleeping things. What is
Yeah.
it called?
Eye covers?
Yeah, but she came like one eye. Yeah, it's earthquake. She was like, so that vision is in my head. It was so funny to me. Like, it was, you can imagine, right? It was so funny. I can imagine. Like, she was so startled. She just put the pieces together faster than I had. She was probably in her bed for just as long like this.
I'm sad, bro. That's hilarious.
With one off. Quick. She came to deliver the news.
Oh my god. That's hilarious. You made me cry. I have tears in my eyes.
I have tears in my eyes too.
But yeah, for those who aren't California natives, yeah, Californians, we're terrified of the big one. Do we know if the big one's even gonna happen in our lifetime? Probably not, to be honest.
Yeah, especially because they've been saying it's overdue for so long, but like when?
I literally remember from ninth grade.
Yeah.
That was the beginning. No, earlier, middle school. They're like, it's overdue. It's gonna happen any second, any minute.
Why did they do this?
It's 10 years from then. 11, 12 years from then. I'm like, bruh, don't do that. How about just not scare us at a young age?
100%.
Let us be young
And just enjoy our
and
lives.
not thinking that our young youth couple years on this plane is gonna end by the big one.
100%, dude.
I'm just like still like, I can't believe you didn't go to an earthquake museum. I thought that was the thing.
I literally can't even tell you where that is.
They literally took me to the earthquake museum. Like, this is it.
Wait, can you refresh my memory?
Earthquake museum was
I'm getting flashbacks.
okay. The science center.
There's like a data with like something that draws lines.
Yeah, they showed you that, and there was a room that they took you into.
Dude.
They took you to.
Yes.
They took you to.
Yes.
I'm dead.
There was I'm remembering the data graph where you could see how big the spikes were for each magnitude. This is actually so funny. Yes.
That's actually hilarious. So, okay, it's a universal experience for us.
Yeah, I
guess.
remember the museum wasn't called the Earthquake Museum.
No,
though.
it's the California Science Center. They had like a part of the museum.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember.
It's like the Earthquake Museum side.
Yeah, I remember.
Is it still there? It probably is.
We should visit, dude.
I low-key want to go.
I'm sure they would have updated like rules and regulations. Like, do I go under my table? Like, I
Do I go on my table though? I need to know.
Yeah, I need to figure out the math on this because
Literally.
I'm older now. Now, I'll remember.
Literally, I was gonna run down my flights of stairs in college, thinking I'd make it.
That's actually the worst decision I've seen. Like, I went on my balcony, but I think yours tops it.
I think mine Thompson. Yeah, UCLA brains right here.
Both of us.
We
We were at UCLA when
were
this
at
happened.
UCLA when this happened too. Damn.
That's funny.
That's crazy. In my head, I was like, you know what? If the building falls, I could jump off. I could land on here. I could do this.
In the moment, you do feel like superpower.
I do.
You-
The adrenaline, the fight or flight.
Yeah. When earthquakes happen, I'm like if a ceiling piece falls, I can grab it.
could
Like,
hold it.
yeah, I never think I'm actually gonna be crushed by it, but it's actually terrifying. Like,
Yeah.
like cities get wiped in
Cities
other
get
countries.
wiped.
Yeah.
That's insane, bro. God
I
forbid.
think of Haiti.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's crazy, bro. The entire country. Is it a country? It is a country.
Yeah, I think so. I heard that
The entire
China-
country got hit, right?
I can't remember.
Was it the entire country? That's insane, bro.
When you said earthquake center, I was like, what? But like, I've been there too.
They traumatized us.
They did for
Damn,
no
that's
reason.
wild. Literally for no reason. For what?
Just tell us
For
it's coming and what we should do, but not all this extra shit. Like, I remember them saying California's gonna go underwater.
Yeah. Did you hear about the mountain, the volcano in Montana?
I'm sure if I knew about, they told us about this. They
probably
told us
know about,
but I don't
yeah.
remember.
Like,
Yeah, it just actually traumatized you, so you remember every detail.
I was literally like, this is it. I was like, man, why couldn't this happen? I was like, the world ending while I'm here on here? Nah, maybe my grandchildren or something. Not me though.
Wait,
Y'all
hold
stay
on.
safe.
Random. This is random, but on that topic, isn't this trippy? Before we wrap up, isn't it trippy that, like, okay, so we know that we're the only form of life to exist, bro, but like for like light years, like obviously they can exist like further out, but like we've been pretty far, and like the things that we have in space can go even farther than where they're at, like in terms of detecting things. But we're about to lose our planet because of climate change.
That's insane.
We're about to wipe the only form of life we know to exist.
That's crazy.
For forever, like in space. Like there could be more, and I believe that there's more, like maybe deeper. We just haven't traveled the entire universe. That's impossible. But the only form of life that we know to exist, we're about to just destroy because we don't want to take care of our planet. Like, we knew this was gonna happen, right? Like, everyone knew that our planet could potentially fold because of like environmental issues, and we just did nothing about it until like it's basically gonna almost be too late.
You know what? In regards to climate change, I'm not saying COVID was a good thing, but I feel like COVID kind of gave Earth a little bit of
A rest.
a little bit of rest. If you think about it, it's a global thing, right? Everyone across the globe took this seriously for a limited time, unfortunately. And stayed home, and people weren't driving their cars, which causes pollution. Factories weren't producing.
Wait, that's actually crazy. I didn't even think about that.
And yeah, because of that, there was like, I think, was it the Great Barrier Reef or something like that? But like a lot of like places that kind of died because of overpollution were starting to like revive in some sense.
Wait, wow, that's so crazy.
Yeah, I think like during the hit of the pandemic when it first started, and like literally everyone was indoors, like I think there was this TikTok that showed me that like, oh, like deers have like finally returned back to this place. This place
Wait,
is
that's
finally
so cute.
I'm like, wow, like we humans are horrible.
Yeah,
bro.
we're actually horrible.
I just wish like it doesn't really take much to be a little bit more like sustain. I think there's ways. I think people are just the big people up there, the ones that control everything, are just kind of
greedy.
not
It's
smart.
money hungry.
Yeah.
It's money hungry. People
money
chased
hungry.
money and status for so long
Yeah.
that everyone knew that this was coming, but it was better to chase the greed and the money, because if you didn't, someone else was going to. That's just how it works. So they wanted it before anyone else did, and it was just chased for money, like factories, company building, all this extra shit, until now it's like, damn, like now we actually have to do something. But they knew that they had to do it before.
Exactly. And you know what's ironic? It's that they chase money and greed, but without a planet to live on, what are you going to use that money for, you know?
We have motherfuckers flying to space, though. They're going to figure out a way to keep living. I promise.
Yeah, and those are the 1%. The rest of us are going to perish and die with this.
Yeah.
You know what? I think they shouldn't go. I'm against that, to be honest. 100% against. I feel like if we were made to be on Earth, we should not be going to Mars and polluting and destroying another planet. You know?
If we brought our terrible tendencies elsewhere, it was just, it's gonna be an endless cycle.
It's a plague for the universe.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like, if this planet is gonna go, let it take everyone on it. I agree. I agree. I don't think we move our life somewhere else.
I don't think I'm against that, bro. No.
Yeah,
I think it's
if
wrong.
we can keep this planet, I'm down to keep moving.
Yeah.
Like, if we find a way to sustain this planet, like, I'm down to expand. Like, if we can go to other planets, that's cool.
Yeah.
But not because you destroyed this planet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
You don't deserve
If we were
it.
good inhabitants, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You know? But because we're horrible,
Mm-hmm.
like, why would you want to go to another planet when you can't even take care of your own?
Yeah.
You know? Just makes sense.
So greedy. There's gonna be like a war in space if that happens, by the way.
A war in space?
Like, I 100% believe it. Like, if we, this is like so trippy to think about. This is like high thoughts, but like, if we, let's say, destroy this planet and we wouldn't even live to fucking see it, though.
Yeah.
If our 1% moved on, I feel like that cycle would be endless, and eventually I feel like we would discover that there's more life.
Oh yeah, and then head to head.
Yeah, and at that point it would raise so many things, and maybe like,
bro, it would be just like the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, bro.
I've never seen that.
You have to watch. I think you're gonna love it. But honestly, as you said, with war in space and stuff.
Yeah.
Like other.
If they saw us expanding,
Yeah.
and I don't know, maybe, I don't know, like defended. I just there's so many things that can happen with that. Like so many.
I think every movie holds a truth to it. I'm a very firm believer that all movies hold some truth to it.
And you think Guardian of the Galaxy is about something like this?
Guardians of the Galaxy, it's like a funny movie. It's like, it's a Marvel movie. It's basically about these like different species. They come together and they like they're like the guardians of the universe. So they're like the police of the universe. Troublemakers. They go and they like, you know, kick their ass and stuff like that.
Wait, I like this.
Yeah,
it's a movie
funny.
or a show?
It's a movie. It's very funny. I love it. Groot is my favorite character.
Oh wait, I've heard that name before.
Groot. I am Groot.
Yeah.
You'll love it. I think you're really gonna like it. I hope you watch it tonight.
I don't know about tonight, but I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah, watch
Remind
it.
me.
I'll remind you. It's really good.
Okay.
I love it. But you should watch it. I think like every movie holds a truth to it, and I feel like that movie Loki is maybe predicting the very, 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 very far future for humanity, maybe in some sense.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I could talk about stuff like this for hours.
Can we?
Honestly, we should have an episode about it.
I was gonna. Yeah, next episode, let's talk about aliens.
My thoughts of like things
the
like
universe.
that. Like, oh my god, I could talk about it for hours.
Yes, I'm down. I'm so down.
You know, it's another thing just to like talk about like saving our planet. Like the same way with COVID, that like, because taking one day of break, by the way, is crazy, and it's impactful. It's also like whenever, let's say if everyone decided to not purchase anything online for one day, companies would take massive hits, even though it's one day, right? So it's just the fact that collectively everyone has to decide to do it, and that would never happen.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think that though, if people just weren't fucking stubborn and people weren't fucking assholes and just thought, okay, for one fucking day I could not touch my car.
Exactly.
We could make a huge impact. But it's the fact that since consciousness exists, you're never going to have 100%.
Yeah.
You're always going to have like 20%, 10% people that go, I don't care, I'm going to still drive my car today. But it's crazy because if we just all decided for one day
to not do anything,
just like it
stay
wouldn't
home.
hurt, just for, but people, not even majority, but like too many people, a decent percentage of people would just do it anyway. It's so crazy because the solution is simple. Like, okay, if big corporations don't want to do it, I'm sure the big solution is them. But I'm saying, like, if we wanted to help as much as we could, like, we could do things like that, but it would never happen.
Yeah.
It's also like the concept of like masks, right? Like, whatever you think about masks or whatever you don't think about masks, this is like a different analogy. Like, let's say we told everyone in the world that, hey, like, this is a really exaggerated analogy, but like, let's say Nona was gonna die if every single person didn't put on a mask for 24 hours. It's an inconvenience. It does nothing for you. Mm-hmm. But if every single person on this planet wears a mask for 24 hours, Nona gets to live. You know Nona would not get to live. Isn't that crazy to think about?
That's crazy.
Because like, even if they tell you that this mask is doing nothing for you, if you guys just wore it for 24 hours, that one person's life is not significant enough for people. It's the same concept though. Like it translates to what I was talking about, because it's like we all have to stop driving our cars. That's not what's it called? Good enough for me. I have to get to work today fast. You get what I'm saying? Like, it becomes so selfish. It's so stupid. It's like if we all just for one day came together and we're like, no cars, no electronics, complete zero for one day. But some people would be like, no, I still want to bathe. No, I still want to like put my lights on in my room. It's so selfish. For like, solutions are simple though.
Yeah. And they kind of did that in some sense. Like for like a couple weeks in the beginning of COVID, they're like, everyone stay home. They even implemented a curfew. They're like, no one should be out on the streets past like 7 p.m. Yeah. And then the government gave people money, because then it's like, okay, don't leave. Like, I got you, type of thing. So I feel like maybe if they do that once a day out of the year, that would be pretty good for the world in some sense. In some sense, like if you think about it, I don't know, my voice is like this. Mm-hmm. In some sense, if you think about it, I think we are literally living through such a huge chunk of history that I truly don't think any other generation has experienced it as crazy as we have.
100%. I agree.
The era of technology is insane. Okay. Not only that, area of social media is insane. And the fact that NFTs and cryptocurrency is a thing, if you explain that to someone in the 1970s or 1980s, they'd be like, you are literally on something.
Yeah.
That's insane.
The pandemic as well.
The pandemic, insane. Like, what?
Yeah, I'm tired.
I'm tired of this, man.
No more historical events.
No more historical events for us, man. I'm just trying to live, laugh, love.
How am I supposed to live, laugh, love in these conditions?
Literally. All right, mommies, this is a wrap to Muscle Mommies episode 8. We were happy to talk and have you guys there with us as always. Our little wrap up of this episode would be that health looks different on everyone, so do what's best for you.
Yeah, listen to your body and listen to your mind. It'll lead you the right way for sure.
Exactly. And take it baby steps, baby steps. We love you very much.
And we can't wait to see you next week, Monday.
Bye.
Bye. Mwah.
Love you.